Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see several single mothers face the toughest dilemma, living with the consequences of the man they chose to have children with. The most important decision in a woman's life, and they failed miserably. I want you to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on our way to 150,000 subscribers, and with your support, we're going to crush that goal. Share your point of view and experience in the comments. It helps another man in the same situation. And without further introduction, let's get started.
So my deadbeat baby daddy called me after 2.5 months. A little backstory on him. He and I have a 1-year-old daughter together, and he's never met her by choice. So I filed for child support when she was 2 months old because he still didn't meet her and he was not helping financially. So this little no contact thing lasted about 2.5 months before he just hit me up. Basically, he works for this company where you go door to door and you try and sell home security cameras, which requires him to be out of state, apparently. So I answer the phone and I'm like, hi. So he starts the conversation with like, hey, I'm going to be coming back there to start paying child support or some shit like that. I don't know. And I'm like, good. Finally. This man has, he has the motherfucking nerve to be like, I've done my research and I've talked to so many people. The courts just benefit off me paying you. So can we please get our own lawyers and go through them and you take me off child support? As if I'm ever going to do you a favor. Little boy, let me make something so clear. This man has not met my child. He has not given me a penny off the street to help with her. But he has the audacity to call me asking me for a favor? Me? Oh, baby, I don't think so. Why would I ever take you off child support? He knows they're coming for him, and he's scared.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
When a man doesn't know his daughter, hasn't been present at any point during the pregnancy or the first year of her life, you already know what's going on. Everything here points to a one-night stand. She herself had to explain to him what he does for a living. If there had been a real relationship, even a minimal one, he would have been involved from the start. I don't support irresponsible men. If it's his child, he should step up. But it seems the man does have a lawyer. Watch the next video.
Let me crash out for like 2 seconds. To the fake-ass, weird-ass hoes, and I said it, you're a weird hoe, that fuck with my kid's father that literally watch me. Thank you for being a mad, hitting-ass hoe and still watching me because guess what, bitch? Your hate, your comments on these fake profiles do nothing at all besides put money in my pocket. The fact that you find joy in me not being able to see my children is sickening. Like, you're sick. There's something wrong with you. You're supporting a guy who illegally stole his children and cut off communication. You're supportive of that, and that's weird. And for the motherfuckers who keep commenting, there's more to the story, tell the motherfucking story yourself then, bitch, because there's not more to the story. Tell his balding ass 33-year-old self to get on this fucking app and tell the story then. If there's more to the story, tell him to get on here. Other than that, you can take your lips and I'll bend over for you and you can kiss my motherfucking ass.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This is, without a doubt, the mother of the year, and I say that with all the irony in the world. Brothers, remember, for a man to gain custody, the mother has to have serious issues. The system always favors the woman, so if he won, something major must have happened. And just by hearing how she talks, insults, threats, zero self-control, you can already imagine how hard it must be to deal with her. And of course, as always, she plays the victim. But as the saying goes, if Little Red Riding Hood tells the story, the wolf will always be the villain. There's more to the story, yes, but she doesn't tell it because it doesn't suit her. What we're seeing here is a woman incapable of taking responsibility, now throwing hate at everyone who doesn't validate her version. The problem is never her.
Women.
but I didn't order food for your son. I ordered food for me and you.
But you know, me and my son is a package deal. We come together. If you want to date me, then you're obligated to take care of my son. Like, I'm gonna go home to him. What
are we gonna do something? Are we gonna do something else after this?
What is he supposed to? We supposed to what?
Are we gonna do something else after this date? Since I'm ordering all this food.
What you want to do? You not what you say? Hold on. I know you don't think because you order food, you think you about to get some.
Like, come back to my place for a little bit. Just chill. We can just chill.
What I look like?
We can just chill, watch a movie. It ain't nothing serious. Like,
I'm not going back to your place after the first date.
Why?
Because I don't have to.
I mean, I didn't spend $80 on you, and you can't just come chill.
$80 is nothing.
But
like this, $80 is really cheap, and now you can explain it. You shouldn't be dating for real. $80 is too much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying though, like, you can't just come chill with me for a little bit. You gonna be like that? You gotta go somewhere else.
No. I mean, you can put the phone down.
All right, you can just go ahead and go now. I'm proud of it. You must be paying for it because I'm finna leave. You can pay for it.
I'm not paying for it.
All right.
You asked me out on a date.
I'll see you later.
But you.
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Anyone who gets involved with a single mother needs to understand one thing very clearly. It's a package deal. No matter how much they say at first that the kids won't be involved, they always end up being part of the equation. This same woman even said it herself. My child and I come together. If you date me, you're also obligated to take care of my child. So brother, if you're not ready to take on a burden that isn't yours, it's better not to start at all. Now, let's also be fair. Inviting a woman out to eat, especially to a fast food place, doesn't mean she owes you anything, least of all sex. But what is embarrassing is the kind of men she chooses. The conversation, the attitude, the entire dynamic reveals a pattern. He's a classic Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table. Then she wonders why she has kids from multiple men. The answer lies in the kind of dates she accepts and the type of men she gets involved with.
Let's talk non-toxic co-parenting. So I get comments all the time because the way that we choose to co-parent and it's not toxic, but we don't technically have like societal norms in our relationship, that it's confusing to her. We choose to be friends. We don't have to be, but that's how we're choosing to raise our daughter. So because we don't have like restricted time, it is fairly 50 custody. However, if it weren't to be our time and we want to see our daughter, neither of us are going to say no because that's our child. I get it. It doesn't work for everybody, but that's what works for us. We still do things all together because a failed relationship doesn't mean that we're not a family. Me and her dad are going to be her family for the rest of her life. It's not going to be confusing. It's going to be her normal because this is all she's ever going to know. But you want to know what is confusing? Wondering why mommy and daddy can't be in the same room together. Wondering why all they can do is scream at each other and can't positively communicate. Wondering why mommy and daddy couldn't put their differences aside for their sake. I grew up in a very toxic household and my parents could not get it together to save their lives. So I always knew that no matter what happened, my child would not go through that. And her dad was on the same understanding of that. So you can call it confusing. You can say that you don't agree with it because it's not a societal norm. However, my child's going to always look back and know that mommy and daddy did everything in their power to give her the best possible quality of life. We just choose to view co-parenting as collaboration and not competition. That can vary from person to person and situation to situation. This is how we choose to raise her, and we know she's going to look back and love the life that we were able to give her, even if we weren't together.
Oh, hell no!
Personally, I believe setting boundaries is healthy. I agree with respect and spending balanced time with the daughter, but I also think it's important to keep some distance. It all sounds nice on paper, 50-50 custody, doing everything together, but that only works until one of them starts dating someone new. Because once a new partner enters the picture, it's no longer so comfortable to see your ex doing everything with you like nothing's changed. And she even says it herself, they still act like a family, not like two separate individuals. That's going to cause problems down the line. What happens when he likes another woman, and she doesn't get along with the new stepmom? Or if he starts feeling uncomfortable seeing her with another man? Without boundaries, jealousy and conflict will show up. And yes, I'll say it plainly. It seems to me like she still has feelings for the father of her daughter. That constant closeness, that need to defend the dynamic so much, there's definitely something there.
Okay, but you know what's not talked about enough?
Co-parenting after an abusive relationship and how that abuse continues with your co-parenting. Kind of at the stage where at what point do you kind of just start putting yourself first and say enough is enough? Because I never wanted to be that co-parent that always put myself first above my child's needs. And I do the best that I can to make sure that my son knows that his father loves him very much. Never wanted to be that parent that couldn't even be in the same room as my co-parent, but it's getting so bad that I can't do it anymore. At what point do I say, no, we're going to have separate parent-teacher conferences. We're going to have to do this separate. I feel bad being that way because I don't want my son to grow up thinking that his parents can't be in the same room, but also, how much more am I supposed to take of being verbally abused by someone who I'm supposed to co-parent with? Get enough of it on an app. I try to minimize having it done to me in person. Today we had a meeting at my son's school. We had to do it together. We sat there for the meeting, waited all the way until we were alone to start maintaining control and verbally abusing me and all of this stuff. And to the point where I had to walk outside and wait for my son to get out just to get away from him. I'm really at a crossroads now because I don't know what to do. I don't want to be selfish and put my needs above my son's. But at the same time, it's like, I also shouldn't have to deal with that. My son's only 5, so I have a long way to go.
The most important decision in a woman's life is choosing the right man to be the father of her children. Because if you choose wrong, your life becomes tied to that man forever, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter if you separate, stop speaking, or can't stand him. The truth is, you now share the most important thing, a child. And that connection lasts for decades. But many women ignore this. They jump in without thinking, and then complain about the very choice they made. But they see the signs. They know the guy is a classic Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table except his seed. And yet, they have multiple kids with this kind of man because he gives them that emotional roller coaster. Later, when they're tired of that cheap dopamine, all they're left with is the downside. Then you hear them blaming men for everything, when it's their own bad decisions that brought them there. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about dating single mothers? Why, as a man, do you stay away from single mothers? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.